Imagine your desk setup allowing you to constantly be in the zone, creating at peak performance, lost in the moment, and enjoying the entire process. With the new Ulanzi D200H Deck Dock, flow state is right at your fingertips, literally. Flow state is a mental condition where you become completely absorbed in an activity, losing track of time and self-consciousness while performing at your peak. For productivity, flow state can make you significantly more efficient. Research suggests people are up to 5 times more productive in flow. For creativity, flow creates ideal conditions for novel insights and innovative thinking. Many artists, writers, and scientists report that their best creative work happens during flow states. The challenge is that flow state can't be forced. It emerges naturally when conditions align. One way to cultivate it is by structuring your work environment, particularly your desk setup. You can set up a dedicated workspace that signals to your brain that it's focus time. Remove visual clutter, silence notifications, and use tools that keep you in the zone rather than pulling you out of it. One such tool is the Ulanzi D200H Deck Dock, a Stream Deck type macro console that won't break the bank with its accessible price tag and premium features. Thanks to Ulanzi for sending this over for testing and review. As always, these are my own honest thoughts and opinions. Now let's take a closer look. The Ulanzi D200H Deck Dock features 14 customizable LCD keys, which can be assigned macro commands and shortcuts, as well as giving you unprecedented controls for live streaming. This updated deck also features an integrated USB hub-style docking station with 2 USB-A ports, 2 USB-C ports, an SD card and micro SD card reader, and a PD 100-watt power supply port. Using the Ulanzi Deck software, you can easily make your key mappings and customizations while also downloading a plethora of plugins, presets, and icon sets. If you didn't know already, the D200H is a direct upgrade of the D200, Ulanzi's first Stream Deck type device. Although it shares many of its functionalities, there are some notable improvements and upgrades to the D200. The main being, it's now a fully decked 7-in-1 docking station. This puts the D200H in direct competition with the Elgato Stream Deck Plus and USB hub attachment, but more on that later. Another minor yet handy upgrade is the charging cable that comes with the Deck Dock is now a 2-in-1 USB plug, with the adapter option permanently attached for convenient connectivity options. Now onto the comparisons with the more popular and renowned Elgato Stream Deck Plus. Note, we're talking about the Stream Deck Plus model, the one with the knobs, because this is the only Stream Deck model at this current time that supports the USB hub attachment. In terms of being a USB hub docking station, both the Elgato Stream Deck Plus and the Ulanzi D200H have the same amount of USB ports and card reader slots, as well as data transfer speeds and power delivery wattage. The only thing differing is their placement. The Elgato device have all their ports in the back, with the card readers on the side, while the Ulanzi has them spread out on the sides and back of the device. Probably the most obvious visual difference between the two devices is that the Elgato Stream Deck Plus sports an array of rotary knobs, as well as a singular wide display screen for added functionality, but at the cost of sacrificing an entire row of regular LCD keys. I do have to say the knobs have been handy, especially when you have multiple audio output devices to control. Another difference between the Elgato and Ulanzi devices is the Stream Deck Plus has the added option of attaching an XLR dock, turning the Stream Deck into an XLR to USB mic interface and audio mixer. The XLR dock is useful for those who have an audio setup that uses professional XLR microphones and gives you more audio control. It is worth noting you cannot use the Elgato USB hub attachment in conjunction with the XLR dock attachment, which means you have to choose between more USB connectivity or audio connectivity. When it comes to build quality between the two devices, the Elgato Stream Deck Plus does seem more solid and sturdier, which you can also feel with the weight difference. Although the D200H also has a metal casing, it just seems slightly less well put together. The Elgato marketplace for downloading presets and plugins definitely has a lot more options, with lots of developers supporting this Elgato ecosystem. The Ulanzi marketplace is not to be dismissed though, because although it has less offerings, what is available there are useful and essential, with a very important difference. Most downloads are free, and if there is a cost involved, it is usually quite affordable. The Elgato marketplace, on the other hand, is quite expensive, especially for essential preset packs, like for Adobe Premiere Pro, which costs almost 50 Aussie dollars. On the Ulanzi marketplace, the Premiere Pro preset pack is for free. For me, like many of you, this is a deal breaker. On the topic of pricing, this is where the comparison between Elgato and Ulanzi gets really stark. The Elgato Stream Deck Plus alone is $199 US, and the USB hub attachment purchased separately is $59, which comes to a total of nearly $260. The Ulanzi D200H Deck Dock retails for only $69.95, which is almost $200 less than the Elgato combo. And there's also the cost of being in the Elgato ecosystem, like availing their marketplace downloads or purchasing extra accessories like the XLR dock or custom knobs. Now you have to honestly ask yourself, is the price difference justifiable for the functionality you need? For most people, it isn't justifiable. And that's why the Ulanzi D200H is probably the most sensible choice for most. Although I highly recommend the Ulanzi D200H Deck Dock, it is far from a perfect product. One of my criticisms is now that the USB docking station is integrated into the entire deck, Ulanzi have chosen to design their Stream Deck with only a slight angle or incline, making it more flat on your desktop, compared to the very upright 45-degree angle of the Elgato Stream Deck, which seems to be the more natural viewing position when placed on your desk. The previous D200 Stream controller did have an attachable stand that could rest your deck on the same traditional angle as the Elgato Stream Deck. I wish Ulanzi found some way to retain that optional design with the new D200H. I mentioned earlier that the Ulanzi D200H ships with a new nifty USB cable that can accommodate both Type A and Type C connections with a tethered adapter. Great idea, but unfortunately the permanently attached adapter causes an obstruction when connecting to your computer that has multiple USB ports besides each other. This 2-in-1 plug would work best on a single USB port with no other neighboring ports. Unfortunately, that's not ideal. Of course, the remedy is to use another cable entirely, albeit without the flexibility of converting easily to USB A or C with the one cable. The Ulanzi D200H Deck Dock excels at maintaining flow by eliminating friction, such as context switching. The goal is to make your most common actions instant and automatic, so your conscious mind stays locked in on the task rather than the mechanics of getting it done. Each interruption, even a few seconds searching for a command, can break flow. The Ulanzi Deck Dock keeps your hands and mind on the creative work itself, rather than on managing your tools. Simply, that means more of your creativity is unleashed. If you're interested in getting the Ulanzi Deck Dock for yourself, I have an affiliate link below. And if you found value in this video, please give the algorithm a push by hitting the like button and subscribe to my channel to see more awesome content like this.